Hey, this is Rachel Bowen from Skid Row, and you're watching 80s Metal Recycle Bin.
Taime, damn you motherfucker. Put a kibosh on my shit. We got signed after 10 months, so I wasn't here that long. But it was a zoo, and it was so much fun. We were just riding down the road, coming here to do this, and just driving by a place me and Ricky used to live. And it's just was where I was a kid, like 19, and just titties and getting into the bars before I'm 21. It was fun. It was cool. It was just chaos and absolute, chaos, but magical, very magical. We only been together 10 months before we got signed, and all the guys in Guns N' Roses and stuff were, kind of on our team helping us. That Izzy would come down to our shows all the time, and just us being able to go out on the road with them on our first run to Europe, to England and Germany and Holland was really cool. It was just, we rode by Tower Records, and it was like, I remember going there and buying our Guns N' Roses' first record the day it came out. They had already gotten signed, and we were just starting. And Izzy would come up on stage with us just about every other gig, playing with us. They were like our buddies and helped us along. They were one introduced us to Vicky and stuff, and there was just, they brought us to England when our albums came out and stuff. They're still our friends, so they were, definitely compadres, so GNR helped us out a lot. Faster originally broke up because basically we got dropped from Elektra, and just, I wanted to do different stuff anyway. I felt it was the time to do it now where I was still young and stuff was fresh in my head, so I started getting more into, I got really into Ministry and Nails and stuff when they first came out way back then, so I didn't want to sit there and do the same thing over and over again. I didn't want to be a Seattle band. I just wanted to do different things. I didn't want to sit there and do the same thing over and over again. I was still growing and still learning different stuff. I didn't want to, I wasn't a master at anything. I just wanted to be good at a lot of different stuff, and have fun with it. I wanted making music still to be fun. Our biggest radio hit definitely was House of Pain. We had Casey Kasem saying it, so that was kind of weird. When I was a little kid, I remember listening to Casey Kasem Top 40. It's basically my life, as a kid. So it's like dealing with a dad that was, nowhere around, saying he would be, but then wouldn't show up. My mom, raised me and my sisters, so it was like, and he was like a musician, so he was like my hero too. He was like my rock god, but just kept blowing us off and shit, so that's how that came about. And it came about later too, when he still was screwing with my sisters and stuff after I'd left, disappointing them, so that's how that came about. I didn't really want to write a ballad. Everybody was like, the ballads are the thing, especially back then. I was just like, I just like dirty, hard rock and roll. And I was like, but me and Greg wrote that one, so he wrote the music for that, and I wrote the lyrics and the melodies.
What came first?
Time. It's like he'd write one part, and okay, and I'd do a melody for that, and then okay, we got to go into something else. So I go write something like this, and it just kind of bounce back and forth. Started off a little rough the first couple weeks, and then all of a sudden it was just boom, and it was packed, lines down the street for years.
Okay.
And, yeah, it was just titties and booze. It was just killer. Just remember walking out, every time going to the club when it moved over to the Pro, it was just Steve Jones be hanging out front. Every time he'd be there first. It was Harley out there parked, and just be standing out there. No one out there, just just Jonesy. And I walk up, because I'm just getting there early, get things set up, and he'd just be like, we'd just be shooting the shit, and chicks would start walking in, and Jonesy would be like, "You fucked her, didn't you? I bet you fucked her." So now every time I see Jonesy, I'm just like, "Yeah, I bet you fucked her." Constantly. And it used to be the Cat House was just a dance club, constantly, with no bands. And then, as time goes, and it's a one night a week club, so it's like, they only have a course of about 5-6 years at the top, and that's if they're killing. So it just started running. Ricky started having bands play, but it was like cool. It was like Alice Cooper and Mookie Blaylock, which had turned into Pearl Jam, and just, I don't know, the list goes on, but ask Ricky more about that. But it just ran its course like all clubs do, you know, especially the whole music shifting. But a lot of clubs, rock clubs, can still adapt to some of that because, you know, rock's rock, whether you're wearing a flannel or you're wearing a tutu, so I don't know. I was doing a band called the Newly Deads, and we just started just doing really good gigs and getting ready to go on tour. I think we're getting ready to go out with KMFDM, and we did a couple dates with Danzig and stuff like that, and things were just, we were packing out everywhere we played, so. But then after I started doing the remix record, then we got an offer to do a faster tour, and I go, well, if I do it, I'm doing it my way. You know, so we basically brought Brent and Greg into the Newly Deads and did a faster tour with that. So, you know, I created both bands anyway. I created Faster, I wrote the songs, so I was like, it was my baby from the beginning. I've been with these guys for like 17 years, 18 years. I was with the other guys for 7 total. So it's a lot of difference, but I mean, I'm still friends with all of them. We get along, but it's my band. I play with who I like playing with. You know, it's like these guys I have now are just we're a better band than we've ever been. The guys I have with me, we're brothers. We do anything for each other, and it's just like always have each other's backs, no matter what. We all got our stupid things about us that we all each put up with, you know. But that's what families do, and we're definitely a family. Fuck yeah, but we're still here 30 years later. It's more than I can say about most people. I'm very grateful for that too. I don't know, we just get up, do our shit, and fucking go play, you know. I'm like, fuck days off. It's like a lot of bands go, I don't know how you guys do it. It's like, I'd rather have, if we're gonna go out on the road, go out and play shows. You know, days off just cost money. Spending on this and, you know, until I throw out a hip or something like that, I'm just gonna, you know, days off just fucking suck. Just sleep when you get home. And that's why we're on the road constantly. And we're not like weekend warriors. I mean, there's a few of those more lately because the agent we got books a lot of those, but I like being out on the bus, I like having our shop, because our merch and shit's like our store and stuff too. So like having our person and everything, just our house outside the venue, as opposed to being in hotels, and it's like our bus.
You see my face on the TV.